Oi, pessoal, eu sou Larissa Catarini, do Scorpions Brasil, maior portal sobre Scorpions da América Latina, e estamos hoje, mais uma vez, simultaneamente no canal do Scorpions Brasil e da Monsters of Rock TV, para apresentar para vocês a segunda parte da nossa entrevista com Klaus Meine, ninguém mais, ninguém menos do que o vocalista do Scorpions, uma das principais atrações do Monsters of Rock deste ano em São Paulo, que comemora 30 anos de festival.
Hello, São Paulo. We are the Scorpions. We are thrilled to be part of the 30th anniversary of Monsters of Rock happening the 19th of April at the Allianz Parque. Come be part of this amazing celebration with us. We see you soon to rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
A primeira parte desse papo tá incrível, imperdível, e você já pode assistir no canal tanto do Scorpions Brasil quanto do Monsters of Rock TV. E agora a gente vai assistir a segunda parte dessa conversa imperdível.
Now this is the second time you are playing Monsters of Rock in Brazil. What is it like to still be part of this huge festival?
Well, I mean, it's great. The best thing is that there's so many diehard fans in Brazil for the band, following us like since 5 when we played this legendary first Rock in Rio, you know. And so whenever we come back to Brazil, we can feel there's so much love for the band, you know, and there's the kids in front of the stage. There's so many young kids. They come to see us every time. So we up there, the monsters, you know, but they are the children of the monsters. And it's just wonderful to feel the excitement, you know, and we're proud to come back and be part of such a big rock and roll show, you know. They're all generations joining together. And of course, this time, touring together with Judas Priest, you know, it's great. It's a fantastic band. And we know Rob Halford and the boys for so many years. They started all the way back, very close to the time when we started in Hanover. They started like in England. And we toured many times together in the UK or in the US, you know, and we haven't seen them for quite a while, but it's so great to see them doing so well all over the world, you know. So we're proud that we team up with them again. And they will be also a very special guest when we play our 60 years homecoming gig in Hanover, in Germany, in July. You know, they are together with our friend Alice Cooper, you know, they're on the bill, and it's a great package, you know. And so we play the stadiums before we come to Hanover. We play a couple of those stadiums in Latin America, like we go to Buenos Aires, we go to Colombia, and also to Ecuador, and I think also in Santiago de Chile. Yeah, we go all over the place, you know, and after this long break, it's time to be back on the road again and let us feel, let us live, or let us follow the trace of the monsters again.
Monsters of Rock is going to be awesome.
No, it's a wonderful thing, and it's great that this brand, like Rock in Rio, that this brand, Monsters of Rock, is so very much alive, and so many acts come back year after year to rock Latin America, and it's a fantastic brand, you know, and we're proud to be Monsters. We're proud to be part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's really unmissable to see Scorpions at Monsters of Rock due to the history you guys share with the festival since England. Now, the second time in Brazil, we are celebrating 30 years of Monsters of Rock in Brazil. And talk a little bit more about the very first Monsters of Rock. Judas Priest was part of the lineup as well, and they would be playing a very special role on the Scorpions 60th anniversary tour. Why did you choose them to be with you guys all year long?
Well, it's just a wonderful band, and in a way we share the same story of 5 boys, you know, that went out with heavy rock, heavy metal music to conquer the world with music, you know, and so, and not to forget, one of the biggest shows in our career was also when we played the US Festival in California in 82, I think 82, 83, around that time. And Judas Priest were also on the bill, like Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, Van Halen. So with Judas Priest, we go all the way back. And I think the title Blackout, I'm not sure. It's like Rudolf said, it was either Judas Priest or Def Leppard when they had a party after the show, like in America, someplace. And the party was kind of boring. And when Rudolf joined them, he had his beer and put it into the TV, and the TV exploded or something like that.
Yeah.
And the next day, it was Herman who said to him, Rudolf, what was happening last night? And Rudolf said, I forget it all, you know. I think I had a total blackout, you know. So, and this turned into the album title in 82, and it's still to this day one of our all-time classics.
Yeah, that's awesome. And there is a part of Judas Priest, so in the Scorpions discography with Blackout, which is an awesome song. You mentioned earlier about the dangerous motorcycles at the first Monsters of Rock, and I was thinking about the very heavy rain you faced in Brazil some years ago. Do you have any stories of a very challenging or dangerous concert that you did in your career?
Well, I mean, I think it's always from us, where we come from in Europe, the climate change is so heavy, especially in places like Manaus, you know. And when we played there for the first time, I mean, it was always great to discover a new city, a new country, you know. And I think on the first time, Manaus, like Roberta will remember, we went on the Rio Negro to go deep into the jungle, you know.
Yes.
I mean, welcome to the jungle. And it
Yeah.
was an amazing day of adventure where we went a long way with a boat deep into the jungle, you know, and there was this wonderful jungle hotel. And from there we went into the jungle, and there was like some
Indigenous people.
exactly, you know, and they were singing for us, I remember, and we were a cappella, we were singing for them as well, you know. It was a wonderful moment, such a small community, and then we went back to Manaus to catch the flight to São Paulo, where it's more than 30 million people, you know. So the contrast was simply amazing.
So you mentioned that very interesting story of the motorcycles, and we know Rob Halford enters a stage on a motorcycle. He loves Harleys. Has he ever taken you for a ride or something like that to ride the motorcycle on stage or something
No,
like
unfortunately not, you know. I was thinking when he comes on stage with a Harley, then I come on stage with a bicycle.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Maybe Rob takes me out for a ride, you know, would be interesting, you know.
We should make it happen.
The opening of their show, it's great, you know, but we have some surprises for you guys as well. And but unfortunately, I cannot talk about it, but there's some 60 years anniversary surprises coming up, and we will play them and show them to the audience, or share them with our fans for the very first time when we play our first show in Brasilia. So that weekend, playing in Brasilia, Sao Paulo, and Rio, that's the start of the Latin American tour, you know, and this is when we will show something pretty cool for the very first time.
And since you talk about returning to Brasilia, you were returning to Brasilia for the Arena of Rock. Have you been to any Brazilia's famous landmarks? And what about Rio? Do you have any place in Brazil do you like to visit?
I mean, it would be fantastic if we had the time to visit again the Jesus statue in Rio, you know. We went there in '85, such a long time ago. I think we did a photo session there, up there, and with Robert Dallas, British photographer, and coming back to Rio this time, if we had the time, it would be a nice trip. I'd never been up Sugarloaf Mountain, you know, that also would be something, might be cool, you know. But usually it's you come in, stay in the hotel, go to the gig, go to the arena or the stadium, drove back to the airport, and boom, you wake up and you're in another city, you know. So life on tour is so fast and beautiful, so colorful to see so many places, so many countries on a trip like that, you know. And even after all these years, believe it or not, you know, it's still very exciting. And to come and see all these places, different cultures, you know, I still enjoy it a lot, you know. And there's so many places to go and to see. And yeah, with Rio, it would be cool to go up the mountain to the Jesus statue again after all these years. Would be nice.
And there is, we have 3 concerts in Brazil, São Paulo, Rio, and Brasilia. Is there room for any other concerts? The fans are always asking, oh, Scorpions needs to come to Salvador, needs to go to Recife. And is there any other city on the way? Is there any chance of it?
Unfortunately not, because the tour is pretty much planned for 25 now. And you never know. Let's see. Not talk much too about what's coming next in 26 maybe. But it's just too early to talk about it right now. We're glad we're here. We're still here after all these years, celebrating 60 years of Scorpions. You know, that's when you think about it, that's pretty crazy. So, but it's always for us special to come back to Brazil. And we know we've been through so many places. Once David and you gave us like a plate with all the cities were on there where we played in Brazil.
Do you remember, Klaus, we gave you the cake celebrating 50 concerts in Brazil?
Yeah. How we celebrated? Yeah, I think there was you came with a cake, right?
Yes, we gave you the cake.
Was it good?
It was great.
We heard that you had the cake that night with Bruce Dickinson, which for us was fantastic that Bruce Dickinson got to eat our cake.
Yeah, that's true.
With you.
I just tried to, I think that was in, what was the city?
It was in Porto Alegre, 2023, last tour.
Was it Porto Alegre?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Bruce had a show that night also in Porto Alegre. We played different venues and we stayed in the same hotel. And after the show, I think Rudolf called me and said, Klaus, Bruce Dickinson is here. We're in the bar having a drink, you know. Maybe you come down and join us, you know. And it was really nice. Bruce, such a nice guy. And we spent there quite some time. Had a real night out with Bruce.
Let's talk a little bit about the future, but looking ahead beyond this tour. Rock Believer was released nearly 3 years ago this month, and it was a huge success. It went over really well with the fans. So thinking beyond this tour, does the band think about going back to the studio again?
I really don't know. There are many good reasons why we maybe should do it, because it's so much fun, and to write new songs and to give it a try. And we have such a great team working with us, and our co-producer engineer Hans-Martin Buff just received the Grammy in LA last weekend.
We saw that.
Yeah, for his working with Peter Gabriel on 3D sounds. He is very specialized on 3D productions now, and he is really, really good. And it's always fun to work with him in the studio, record vocals, record new songs. And we have such a great setup. So there are a million good reasons to go back into the studio sometime soon, But on the other side, these days, it's not the time anymore really to make albums. It might be good to play a few songs, to record a few songs. That would be a good thing, So, but you never know. But it's always a good option, to go back and to wake up your creativity. That's always something great, and we enjoy this always. So I don't know, but let's see how it goes this year. And there's so many shows coming up, and we got to bring it home first before we make plans for what might come up in 26.
Of course.
Well,
But the thing is, as we speak, we're getting older by the minute, and but it seems like our agents call us every other year. Come on, guys, what about play there and go there? And all we can do is say, yes, we're ready. We're ready to go. And after all these years, we enjoy it so much, and it's such a huge part of our lives to share music and share our life with our audience, with the fans around the world, and like fans in Brazil, you guys are definitely in the pole position. Like we say this everywhere, but it's true. We love our fans truly in so many parts around the world, and we always enjoy to come back. And and we have to see, we'll move along this endless road, and hopefully the rock and roll gods are with us for another great year, and we see what comes next.
Yeah, when you said that when the producers call and say, let's play again in this city, in this country, and you said yes, I guess it's what they say, old habits die hard, right?
Yeah. And this is where the heart talks, and we feel so connected with our fans around the world, and to have these offers after all these years, it's something you cannot take for granted, and it's a good thing this year to celebrate 60 years with the Monsters of Rock in Brazil, in Argentina, Chile, Colombia, in Ecuador, so go to all these places. We go play in Paris again, and so many other places here in Europe before we're coming home to our hometown Hanover in July, and have the big bang 60 years party at home. It's very special for us, and hopefully we're still standing on our feet, and hopefully Mickey will be totally well again soon. Same with Matthias, and all of us, that we stay on the healthy side, because this crazy rock and roll life, it's so much fun, but it's only fun when you're healthy, you know, and when you can live this crazy life, being a musician, touring around the world with your friends, you know, it's only fun when you're in top condition and you feel good yourself, you know, and because it's all about to make you feel good. And that's what we try to do. Even after 60 years, you can count on us.
Yes. I think this is a very mutual feeling between band and fans. I have some friends that always tell me, we're going to see Scorpions again. And I'll say, yes, you have no idea what it feels like to be able to experience your favorite band live. I'm taking my family this year. I've made all of these awesome friends that you're already friends with, Klaus. So Scorpions and music really changes lives, and it shows that you guys do not take it for granted. And this work ethics, it's really something that is inspiring for all of us, I'm sure. And talking about tour life, I really love all Scorpion songs that talk about the hardships and the challenges and how much you miss your family when you're on the road, because some people may think it's all only parties and blackout and glamour, but there is also the human part of it. Songs like Always Somewhere, When the Smoke's Going Down, they talk about it. And I would like to know, what has got better or easier about being on the road for you?
It's better or easier the way we travel, you know.
Okay.
I think in many ways that's more comfortable than it used to be back in the 70s, you know. But the emotional part of it, like you're talking about, that's never easy, because we have our rock and roll life and we have our private life, our family life. And of course, you know, you miss your family when you're out on the road, you miss your loved ones, you know, and then when you're home, after a while, you miss the life on the road, you know. So it's in our lives, it's in both worlds, this is where our heart beats, you know, and it's a huge privilege after all these years that we still can do that, you know, and that our families are backing us up, you know, and are with us. And when we feel good and we enjoy the success, they're with us, and some of them are there from the very early days, you know. So it means a lot, you know, to have this kind of support doing what we're doing, you know, and it's a wonderful thing. You could call it love, real love.
That's awesome. Do you think there is a Scorpion song that sums up life on the road better?
There are probably many, like from the early days. You mentioned one, like Always Somewhere, for example. It's one of those songs.
Speaking for the past, do you remember you said for us a while ago that you have your first recorded tape, like your first recorded voice? Do you remember? Do you find it?
My first recorded tape? Yeah, it must be somewhere. I think I still have it, you know, but it's like one of those old, like a tape machine in the old days, like from Grundig, you know. Grundig was like the company, like Sony today, you know. A Grundig tape machine. This is where I heard my voice for the first time, like recorded. And I still might have it, you know.
Yeah. And
I think there was a song we recorded in a small studio here in Hanover, and I think it was with my first band, with the Mushrooms, and the song was called "The Girl Is Standing at the Corner."
Oh.
That's all I can remember about it, you know.
And speaking about a different future, have you ever heard a song created by AI? Because there are some Scorpio ones on the internet with your own voice or your AI voice. What do you think about it?
I think AI is in many ways good and positive, you know, like in the field of medicines, or, you know, maybe in a lot of ways where it can be very useful. But in the creative world, it should not happen, you know, because it's when you fool around with it, then you get so fast that you can copy musicians, you can copy songwriting ideas, and so on and so on, and it would kill everything like creativity stands for, you know, human creativity. This is something that should never be replaced by this artificial kind of thing that comes all over the world right now, with these positive things and also negative things. When I hear like a duet, an A1 duet, like I was singing with Ronnie James Dio, and I never did it, you know, that's, so it says fake in a big way, you know. It's all fake,
Sure.
and there's too much fake in the world, and we should try to find our own creativity and keep it going, you know, because this is something wonderful that humans can do. And if A1 is taken over, it's not the same, you know, because the heart and soul is missing completely, you know. And it's frightening, you know, when you hear something that sounds like your own voice in a duet with Ronnie James Dio, when definitely no, I never did this duet. I never recorded a song with Ronnie. I wish I had. That's frightening, you know. Like in fields where it's helpful to find dates, and I mean, this whole thing, it's just the beginning, you know, and we can see this kind of thing in your car when you said you talk to your car, bring me to the next, I don't know, to the next cafe, you know, or bring me there, bring me to the next gas station or whatever, you know. This is also the same kind of story, you know, where it's great to have that. It's a great thing, but we're talking about your cars. There's so much technique involved that it gets more and more complicated. All I want to do is drive, you know. But now you can talk with your car. Now we can be in touch all over the world, from Hanover, Germany to Salvador right now. And we were dreaming about this years and years ago, never thinking this could be real. And now it is real. And God knows what the future will bring, you know. But
yeah, well, let's see.
But A1 is something, if it's used in the right way, to help humans, to help people, to make things easier, you know, it might be a good thing, maybe to save life, or in many, many different ways. But when it comes to music, creating new songs, you know, there always should be musicians with heart and soul and blood in their veins, you know, who create something new and not A1.
So what piece of advice would you give you to that Klaus from 60 years ago when the band first started? Would you give any advice to this young Klaus?
Yeah. keep going, keep doing what you're doing, keep following your dreams. You're on the right way, little Klaus. But maybe take a little better care of your instrument, of your voice, and don't go too crazy with it, because you might end up with surgery, and you don't want that, so you better take care of your voice early enough, but other than that, follow your passion, follow your love, and just follow your heart, and I think would be a good advice for Klaus. I don't know if he would take it, but I guess so.
What have you been listening to lately? What bands or artists?
I mean, lately I've been listening to a Mexican girl band, The Warning. Yeah, it's a great young band, Greta Van Fleet from America is also, they sound like Led Zeppelin, but they have great songs. And it's a young generation, a young version of Zeppelin. And I like them also a lot, fantastic singer, amazing guitar player. It's a great new rock band, young generation. And they're quite popular over here as well.
Okay, Klaus, thank you so much for your time. And would you like to leave a message for your fans who are going to see you in April here in Brazil?
Hello, fans in Brazil. I'm Klaus Meine of the Scorpions. We're looking very much forward to come to see you again in Brasilia, in São Paulo and Rio, and make sure you don't miss it, because we're going to rock you like a, guess what? Hurricane. Oh, yeah.
Então, pessoal, essa foi a nossa entrevista com o Klaus Meine. Estamos muito mais animados para o show do Monsters of Rock, depois desse papo tão incrível. Como vocês puderam ver, é um show imperdível, comemoração de 60 anos de carreira do Scorpions no Monsters of Rock, que faz parte da história aí da banda. E nós te esperamos lá no Allianz Parque no dia 19 de abril. Os ingressos estão à venda na Eventim. E é claro que para acompanhar todas as principais novidades sobre essa turnê no Brasil, que inclui ainda um show em Brasília e Rio de Janeiro, você tem que seguir tanto o Scorpions Brasil quanto o Monsters of Rock nas redes sociais, se inscrever no canal, e nós nos vemos lá no Monsters.